Yes, new Christmas stimulus checks going out right now. And this is for low income, Social Security. I'm going to cover all the details in this video. And also, if you collect Social Security benefits, SSI, ssdi, any of those fixed income benefits, you're going to want to stick around till the end on this because there is a lot going on right now with Social Security. I want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Stick around to the end, but this is your stimulus check update. As take a look at some of these headlines coming out right now. This is for the month of December. Stimulus update, direct Christmas bonus checks worth $1,000 being sent out starting as of last Friday. And these are going to be rolling out throughout the course of the month. Now, this is for one particular state. However, take a look on a federal level to everybody in the nation. Will the Fed's latest rate hike that took place last week fuel a recession that leads to a stimulus check? This article just coming out today, and they're saying the answer is yes. We are going to be experiencing a recession in 2023, and they're saying that will spark a federal level stimulus check that is needed to go out to everybody in the nation. Now, that is anticipated. However, going out right now, take a look. States sending out stimulus checks in December of 2022. Residents in these states, they could get an additional holiday gift this month in the form of a state stimulus payment. So in this video, I'm going to be covering for you all the states, also the amounts of the checks rolling out this month, who's going to be eligible to receive these, and also the arrival times of when you can expect to see them hit. Going to cover all the details for you in this video. And if you appreciate that, very quickly, smash the like button for me, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. And like I mentioned, if you're on Social Security, stick around to the end for more updates that you need to know. And if you got little ones, I hope that they enjoy my kids' channel. Check it out, Liam and Naya. They just uploaded another video. I'm very proud of them. Be sure to check it out. I hope that they enjoy it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first let's discuss some of these state checks that are going to be arriving right now. And then we're going to be discussing the coming recession in 2023 on a federal level and how that could spark more stimulus checks to everybody in the nation. And also, as I mentioned, stick around to the end, Social Security. And as you guys know, all of these articles that I'm going to be covering today, they are cited in the description. I'm going to put them on the screen and read right from them so you can see it for yourself. Now, this first one just came out on the 16th of last week. Stimulus update, direct Christmas bonus checks worth $1,000 being sent out starting on Friday. And it says the weekend has arrived and employees at Maryland school districts are going to be getting these $1,000 bonus payments. So congratulations to those of you at Anne Arundel County Public Schools. You're going to receive full backing from the Board of Education for one-time $1,000 stimulus checks, and the money will be prorated based on an employee's full-time equivalency, and these started going out just last week. So that is the first one. Congratulations to those of you that are going to be eligible and receiving those checks. Now also, as I mentioned, there are several states sending out checks this month. We're going to be covering some of them right now. This is linked in the description below. Residents in these states could get an additional holiday gift this month in the form of state stimulus payments. Now, almost half of the states have sent out stimulus checks in 2022. While these states' payments generally aren't as big as the stimulus checks that we received from the federal government last year in the form of those 3 stimulus checks, they can still be an important source of additional support for families dealing with this high-level inflation and other economic hardships. And as you know, inflation is at a 40-year high, and they're saying it's gonna get worse as we go into 2023, and some additional help is gonna be needed. Okay, so first up is California. Stimulus payments ranging from $200 to $1,050 are being sent to eligible residents this year, and these are officially known as the middle class tax refunds. These are in addition to the Golden State checks that have gone out. And as you guys know, at www.reliefroadmap.com, I've got a list of over 100 different checks, and California alone has over 25 different stimulus check programs that I found from my research for states, cities, counties. So a lot going on in California. Now, this particular one, the payments are going to be sent to residents who filed their 2020 California tax returns by October 15th of 2021, didn't have a 2020 California adjusted gross income over $250,000 for an individual or $500,000 for a couple, couldn't be claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes, and were California residents for at least 6 months in the year 2020. Millions of people are going to be set to receive this, and a lot of the direct payments have already gone out, but still, debit cards are arriving in the mail, and they will do so throughout going into January. So if you haven't received it, don't worry, they're still on the way payments are being delivered. Up next, Colorado. Adult residents in Colorado who filed a 2021 Colorado income tax return or applied for a Colorado property tax, rent, heat credit, or PTC rebate are eligible for cashback payments in 2022 of $750 for single filers or $1,500 for joint filers. Payments were issued back in September 30th of 2022 if you filed a 2021 Colorado income tax return or applied for a PTC rebate by June 30th of 2022. However, if you received an extension to file your 2021 Colorado return and filed by October 17th of 2022's deadline, your payment will be issued by January 31st of 2023. So these are rolling out right now and are going to be going into January for Colorado. Next up is Idaho. Idaho stimulus checks. Idaho residents could get 2 state stimulus checks in 2022. The first payment is going to be equal to $75 per family member or 12% of the tax liability before credits, other taxes, payments, and donations on your 2020 Idaho return. You get the larger of these amounts. And the second payment is going to be the greater of $600 for married couples filing jointly or $300 for individual filers. And the second one is going to be 10% of the tax liability before credits, other taxes, payments, donations on your 2020 Idaho return. So 2 stimulus checks in Idaho going to be going out. Most of the first round payments have already been paid out. However, plenty of Idaho residents are still waiting on their second payments, which could arrive this month. Idaho is sending a second round payment according to the date that the recipient's 2021 tax return was received. So depending on when you filed is when you're going to be getting your payment, and payments will be processed through 2022 and in 2023 as residents file their necessary tax returns. Up next is Illinois. Illinois stimulus checks. Like Idaho, eligible residents could receive 2 Illinois stimulus checks this year. There's an income tax rebate of $50, $100 for married couples filing jointly, plus $100 per dependent, up to 3 dependents. And then there's a property tax rebate of up to $300 as well. So those of you in Illinois, 2 different checks. The income tax rebate is being paid to Illinois residents with a 2021 Illinois adjusted gross income of $200,000, under $400,000 for joint filers. To get a property tax rebate, you must be an Illinois resident who paid Illinois property taxes in 2021 on your primary residence in 2020 and have an adjusted gross income on your 2021 income tax return that must be $250,000 or less. $500,000 for married couples filing jointly. Rebate payments began back in September, but payments are still being sent through December. So if you haven't gotten it yet, don't worry. It's still going on right now. Up next is Maine. Maine stimulus checks. Most Mainers have already received their $850 pandemic relief payments or $1,700 for married couples. However, since payments are being sent on a rolling basis as 2021 Maine income tax returns are received, the state is continuing to send out payments through December to eligible residents who waited to file their tax returns by the October 31st deadline. Now, to qualify for the payments, number 1, you must have filed 2021 Maine income tax returns by the final deadline. Number 2, not be claimed as a dependent on anyone else's Maine tax returns. And number 3, have a 2021 federal adjusted gross income of $100,000 or less as an individual, $150,000 or less as a head of household, or $200,000 or less for a married couple filing jointly. Like other state tax agencies, Maine Revenue Services has an online tool to check the status. So this is also going on right now in Maine. Up next, Massachusetts stimulus checks. Massachusetts stimulus payments are going to go out to qualified residents beginning in November. They're available to anyone who filed the 2021 Massachusetts income tax return by October 17th and paid Massachusetts personal income taxes. Payments are equal to 14% roughly of your 2021 Massachusetts income tax liability. Payments to eligible residents who filed their required Massachusetts tax returns by October 17th were processed and sent by December 15th. However, people who filed their returns after October 17th will have to wait about 1 month after filing to get paid. So that still could be rolling out if you were one of the people that were a little bit late. And again, more information on this here in this article. Up next is New Mexico. New Mexico stimulus checks. Payments to eligible residents come in the form of 2 tax rebates in 2022. The first tax rebate amount is $500 for joint filers, head of household filers, or surviving spouses with an income under $150,000, and $250 for single filers and married people filing separate tax returns. The second rebate is going to be worth $1,000 for joint filers, heads of household filers, surviving spouses, and $500 for single filers and married residents filing separately. Certain low-income New Mexicans also received $400 economic relief payments in November as well. So a lot of stimulus payments going out in New Mexico. Now, the first round of tax rebates began in July, while the second round began in June. However, payments will continue to be sent out to people who filed a 2021 New Mexico tax return by May 23, 2023. As a result, some New Mexicans will receive rebate checks in December or later. So these are still rolling out in New Mexico. Up next, Pennsylvania stimulus checks. Pennsylvania is sending out property tax or rent rebate payments this year to eligible residents, but you must apply for a payment to get one. I've let you guys know a lot of these have time restraints. You need to know about these. You have until the end of the year to apply for a rebate, so payments will continue through December into 2023. Generally, the rebate can be as much as $650. However, it can be as much as $970 for certain seniors. So as I mentioned, seniors, a lot of you are going to be benefiting from these as well. Also, if you received a property tax rebate last year, your 2022 rebate is reduced to 70% of 2021's rebate. To be eligible for the payment, you must be at least 65 years old, a widower or a widow, at least 50 years old, or a person with disabilities, at least 18 years of age. Your annual income also cannot exceed $35,000 for homeowners and $15,000 for renters. 50% of your Social Security benefits are excluded. And this is also hyperlinked down below, access to get more information on these Pennsylvania stimulus checks. Rhode Island stimulus checks. Rhode Island families who qualified for a child tax rebate this year will receive $250 for each child that was 18 years of age or younger in 2021, up to a maximum of $750 for 3 children. Now, the state started sending out the payments on a rolling basis back in October to residents who filed their 2021 Rhode Island tax returns as of October 31st of 2022. However, for people who filed an extended return by October 17th, the checks, they're going to be hitting mailboxes starting this month in December. Now, if you're married and you filed a joint Rhode Island return for the 2021 tax year, you qualify for a rebate if your federal adjusted gross income does not exceed $200,000. For everybody else, your AGI must be under $100,000 or less. And again, more information hyperlinked in this article down below. Up next, South Carolina stimulus checks. South Carolina is going to be sending out tax rebate payments this year to people who file a 2021 South Carolina income tax return showing a state tax liability by February 15th of 2023. So that's when you can expect to receive it, and the amount that you receive depends on your 2021 South Carolina income tax liability, but it won't be more than $800, but you could get $800 back to you. Now, if you filed your 2021 South Carolina tax return by October 17th, your rebate will be issued by the end of 2022. So that is on the way if you haven't gotten it by now. If you filed after October 17th, but before February 15th of 2023, your payment will be issued by March 31st of 2023. The South Carolina Department of Revenue has an online tool to track it. Again, link in the description below. Virginia stimulus checks. You had to file a 2021 Virginia income tax return by November 1st of 2022, showing a net tax liability to qualify for Virginia stimulus tax rebate of up to $250, $500 for married couples filing jointly. Now, the state is sending the rebate payments on a rolling basis in order to receive tax returns. Eligible residents who filed a 2021 Virginia tax return by September 5th have already received their payments. However, if you filed your return between September 6th and November 1st, you could receive a payment in December. It could take a few months, though, to process your payments, so be patient, but they're saying those should be hitting in December. So those are state checks, and on a federal level, a lot of people, as I mentioned, are waiting to see if Congress, the Biden administration, is going to be making good on that promise of $2,000 fourth federal level stimulus checks to go to everybody in the nation. What we're hearing is this could be sparked by a recession. It's been done in the past. Historically, we've seen stimulus checks as a result of recessions. We had 3 to help us through the pandemic, and now they're saying we're going to hit another recession in 2023, and people are going to need more stimulus to help them through. Now, we will see. I will keep you guys up to date, but it's looking like this is just right around the corner. So we're going to be seeing how they respond to all of this, and I will keep you up to date here on the channel. Additionally, I've let you know there's still remaining a leftover $500 billion of stimulus money just sitting there from previous packages. So this has already been issued out, but it's just sitting in a bank account that could be used for stimulus checks, Social Security increases, child tax credits, any stimulus provision that Congress deems worthy. $500 billion, which is more than enough for any of the previous stimulus checks we've had. It's literally enough for a $2,000 stimulus check. Now, we will see. I'll keep you guys up to date here on the channel. Now, for those of you on Social Security, as I mentioned, there is a lot going on right now. And if you want to get more information about a letter that you'll be receiving in the mail that you do not want to throw away, do not ignore it. You're going to need it for many different scenarios. Be sure to check out this video right here for the latest as I cover it in detail for you. A lot of people saying they've received them and a lot of people asking for information. It's right here in this video. So check that out. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.